Got at her bachelorette party, so I vanished quietly before the wedding and what? Hello everyone. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's begin the video. Using a throwaway for obvious reasons with certain specifics modified to preserve anonymity. A few weeks before my wedding, I got caught up in some wild mess at her bachelor party, so I slipped away quietly before the big day. What happened after that left everyone stunned. I'm a 32-year-old guy and I was supposed to marry my girlfriend, who's 29, last weekend. We'd been together for 3 years, living together almost the entire time, and I truly believed she was the one. Our relationship was strong, or so I thought. Took a trip to Miami with 7 of her friends 2 weekends before the wedding. I wasn't worried one bit. We trusted each other completely. I figured they'd just have some drinks, hit the clubs, maybe see a male stripper or something typical for a bachelorette party. I even took her to the airport, kissed her goodbye, and told her to have fun. While she was gone, I hung out with my friends, finalized wedding plans, and picked up my tuxedo. All feels so normal now. She stayed in touch throughout the trip, sending messages about how much fun they were having, missing me, and the usual stuff. She came back Sunday night looking tired but happy, saying they'd had a blast and she was glad to be home. Then Wednesday night, just 3 days before our wedding, I got a text from a strange number. The message said, "You should see what you did at her bachelor party. She's not who you think she is." Attached was a video. I almost deleted it thinking it was spam or a scam, but something made me open it. What I saw shattered me. It was in a hotel room with 2 guys and they were doing things to her. She wasn't drunk or out of her mind. She was actively participating and even encouraging them. At one point, she looked at the camera, smiled, and said, "What happens in Miami stays in Miami, right?" Then burst out laughing. I watched the full video, 3 minutes and 42 seconds, that completely ended my relationship and the future I had envisioned. I felt physically sick. I didn't confront her right away. I needed time to think. That night I stayed in the spare bedroom, claiming I wasn't feeling well. The next morning, while she was at her final dress fitting, I called my best man, Tony, and showed him the video. His reaction was just as shocked as mine. I needed someone else to confirm I was seeing the truth. He asked me, "What are you going to do?" I told him straightforwardly, "I'm not getting married." I spent Thursday packing only the essentials while she was out with her mom. I left her a note that simply read, "I know what happened in Miami. The wedding's off." I left my key and her engagement ring on top of it and moved into Tony's place temporarily, turning off my phone because I couldn't handle the chaos that was about to unfold. When I turned it back on Saturday morning, the day supposed to be our wedding, I was flooded with 47 missed calls and over 60 texts from her family and some mutual friends. Her messages ranged from confusion, "Where are you?" to panic, "Please call me," to admittance, "I made a terrible mistake, please let me explain," to anger, "You couldn't even face me," and finally begging, "I'll do anything to fix this." Her parents called too, furious that I'd abandoned their daughter, then confusing once they learned why. Apparently, finally told them when she couldn't reach me. I sent a mass text to everyone invited explaining the wedding has been canceled. Sorry for the inconvenience. I also texted directly, "There's nothing left to say, it's over." It's been a week now and I've been working on separating my life from hers. I got a new apartment, blocked her everywhere, but she still manages to find ways to contact me. She claims it was a stupid drunk mistake and that it meant nothing, that she was caught up in the moment and peer pressure from her friends. But I saw the video. She wasn't drunk, she knew exactly what she was doing. Her cousin, who wasn't at the bachelorette party, reached out to me yesterday. She said Sarek, barely eating, crying nonstop, and begged me to talk to her. I told her, no. Maybe I should confront it face to face rather than leaving, but I couldn't bring myself to look at her knowing what she did. The thought of standing at the altar, promising fidelity and trust, when she had already broken that trust, was too much. Some folks say I was harsh for just walking away, but honestly, how could I ever trust her again after that? The woman I loved betrayed me so badly right before our wedding that I felt like my world shattered. The pain and humiliation are overwhelming. I don't know what comes next. I take it one day at a time, but I know there's no way back. 2 weeks later, I want to thank everyone for their support and advice. It's helped more than I can say. Turns out, the person who sent me the video was the girlfriend of one of the guys slept with. She found the video on his phone and sent it to me anonymously. One of his bridesmaids reached out to apologize. She admitted she filmed the video and regrets encouraging. According to, there was a lot of cocaine involved that weekend, which hadn't mentioned, and everything spiraled out of control. It's not an excuse, but it adds context. Also confirmed my suspicion that this was first-time cheating. About 2 years ago, she had a similar incident with which her friends helped cover up. That revelation was devastating, but also made me realize I'd been questioning whether I'd overreacted. Knowing she'd cheated multiple times, not just that one mistake, reaffirmed I'd done the right thing. I've been doing better. Therapy is helping, and the solo trip I took to Colorado was exactly what I needed. Time in nature, away from everything to reconnect with myself. I've thrown myself into work, hobbies, and reconnected with old friends I drifted away from during my relationship. I've even started casually dating, but nothing serious. That's way too soon. The most difficult thing now is the possible pregnancy. If the child is mine, my life will change drastically. If it's not, I'll feel relief but also guilt for the kid who will grow up in this mess. I just want to know for sure. I'm preparing for the paternity test and focusing on healing. And finally, 4 to 6 months later, the test results confirmed it. The baby is mine. I wasn't surprised, but honestly I felt a strange mix of relief and loss. I'd started to mentally prepare for fatherhood, even despite my doubts about co-parenting with. Her reaction was heartbreaking. She broke down completely when she found out. She admitted she'd hoped the baby was mine, thinking it might bring us back together. She also confessed she'd suspected it was one of the Miami guys but convinced herself it was mine because the alternative was too painful. I almost felt sorry for her, almost. Then I remembered the months of lies, manipulation, and the constant harassment from her and her family, trying to guilt me into taking responsibility for a child that wasn't mine. When I confronted her about revelations, she initially but then broke down and admitted to a one-night stand with 2 years ago. She swore it was a drunken mistake that didn't matter because it was just physical. She hadn't told me because she didn't want to hurt me. I asked if there were more and she hesitated, then admitted to another slip-up about a year into our relationship. That made it at least 3 times she cheated, and who knows? What I don't know about, there might been more. If she'd come clean earlier, maybe we could fix this. But her pattern of deception and her last-minute betrayal before the wedding tore apart any trust we had. She reached out to both Miami guys when she got pregnant. One blocked her immediately, the other, who's in the middle of a divorce, wants nothing to do with the kid. Her ex-wife told me that guy claims the encounter was consensual but not his idea, and he was too drunk to use protection properly. Nobody's buying that. Now faces single motherhood with 2 guys who want nothing to do with her or the baby. Her family, quick to condemn me, are now scrambling to support her. Her reputation's taking a hit. She's taken leave from work for her mental health and pregnancy complications, and I've heard she was passed over for a promotion. Some say I should feel vindicated, but honestly I just feel sad. Sad for the years I spent with someone who betrayed me so easily, sad for the future we'd planned that will never happen, and for the child who will be born into all this chaos. Mostly, I feel relief. Relief. That I found out who really was before we married. That I'm not tied to her through a child. That I can finally close this chapter and move forward free from her shadow. As for me, I'm doing well. The new apartment feels like home. I got a promotion last month and I've reconnected with old friends and even made new ones. I started seeing someone casually, and while it's early, she's different, honest, direct, supportive without enabling. That's been a huge change. I've been working through trust issues in therapy, and I refuse to let actions define my future. We finally settled all the financial disputes, paying a little more than I wanted, but it's over. Picked up her last stuff from storage last week, so no more ties between us. I've also developed a genuine friendship with who's dating someone new and seems happy. We joke sometimes about how our terrible actually brought us together. I think this will be my last update. The story's done. The choices made now have consequences, and I've made peace. I've moved on. I'm grateful, honestly. Without that anonymous video, I might still be married to a woman I wouldn't trust and could ended up raising another man's child as my own. Instead, I'm free, and I'm finally able to find happiness with someone who's worthy of my trust. To anyone going through something similar, hang in there. The pain might never fully go away, but it will fade. Life moves on, and sometimes the worst betrayals lead you to new, better beginnings. Thanks for following the story and supporting me through it all. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Take care.